Hello everyone and welcome to part 8 of the Western Stylized Saloon. And in this one we're actually going to make the back steps. So let's get started with that. So first of all we'll press Shift S, cursor to world origin, Shift A, let's bring in a cube. And I'm actually going to put this back on global. And I'm going to bring this out first and turn it round so RZ 45. And now put it back on normal. And now I can get it in place. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll bring it up to where I want my top steps to be. Then I'll press Tab, Face Select, grab this face, and let's just pull it out. And I think up to this point should be absolutely fine. And now we're just going to get the thickness right. So something like that. And then let's pull it out a little bit further, just so we can make a kind of walkway. And now I'm going to grab all of these and the bottom of it and delete faces, and now I've got a starting point of where I want to go with this. So Control R, 3, left click, right click, and I think those planks of wood should be absolutely fine. So now I want to be able to put a little bit of bend in them, and I also want to be able to grab them if I need them. So what I'll do is I'll right click and click Mark Seams. Now let's split them up. So we'll grab these two, Y, G, just make sure they're split, grab them all, E, pull them up, and then S, Y, bring them in. Just make sure that you're on individual origins just to bring them in. And they might be growing a little bit too far, so I might have to bring them back out. So like so. And I'm just going to grab them all with A. I'm just going to pull them down to where I want them, which is somewhere around there. Then I'm going to grab this one, and underneath it, press P, selection, tab, and now we're not going to add a orientation transformation, so we're not going to press Ctrl A. It's important we don't do that when we bring in the array, or we might end up with an array over here somewhere. So what we're going to do now is go to Add Modifier and come down to where it says Array, click that on, and you'll end up with something like this. Now if we set this to 0 and we pull this out a little bit and then we pull it down a little bit, you can see that we're already now starting to form some nice steps. So let's bring it up. I just want it going under there like so, and then I'm going to click up the count, and this will tell me if my steps are about the right place. So if you press 3 and press it again, we want it realistically coming down to the bottom. Now it's up to you how steep you want your steps. You can make them less steep if you pull them back, look like this. And I think actually that I want to pull them back just one more, and that should actually take me past this point here, which I think looks nice as they're leaning up against here. So I think I'm actually happy with those. And if we press Tab when we've applied it, so let's apply it, you'll see now we can also bend all these as well. So now let's join all these up. So we'll press Ctrl J, and now we'll bevel these off. So Ctrl A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry. And now let's bend them in a little before we do that. So edge select, grab it, proportional editing on. Pretty much the same thing as what we've been doing all the way through. And now we'll press G and just bend these out just a little bit. Now there's no point bringing them out on these parts because these are going to be hidden by some more wooden parts that are going to come down here, as you'll see. Well, they're basically steps, so you can imagine how they're going to go. So let's pull these out just a little bit. And maybe make them a little bit uneven as well, like so. Oops, didn't mean to grab that one. And I don't think that actually looks right like that, so I'm just going to take this off a minute. I'm going to just grab the face on these bone ones and just pull them in just a little bit. I think I might actually lift this one up. Okay, I think I'm happy with those, and I'm just looking just to make sure that they're not tilted in any way. I don't think they are. I think it's just the angle I was looking at. And now we need to do, we just need to add in our modifier. So it's going to be a bevel again, and we'll turn it down to 0.1. Could we get away with 0.2? Let's have a look, see if it looks any better. Always check just to make sure, and I think actually it might look better like that. Alright, that looks nice. So let's come now to materials, what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to grab this and I'm going to cheat, grab this, Control L, materials, and there we go. And now let's come in with edge select and we'll grab a couple of these, assign these, hide, and then let's grab maybe this one and this one, and then this one and this one. Okay, so Alt H, tab, double tap the A, and now you can see they're already starting to come together. So now let's do our posts. We'll have 4 posts, so let's press Shift A, bring in a cube, and turn it around. So RZ45, 3 on the number pad, S, let's make it smaller, and this just, when I press that, actually just gives me an idea of how big I want it. So I'll press tab now, grab the top off here, pull it up, and I'm going to do the top post first because that gives me the best idea of the size of this thing, to be honest. So let's put it on local. There we go. Okay, that'll make it a bit easier. Right, let's make it a little bit smaller. It's a bit too thick. 3 on the number pad and S, Z. Okay, so the height of this wants to be round about the height of this one, to be honest. So if we pull it up a little bit further like so, and now we're going to do is just grab this one, Shift D, and now we'll make our steps. So the first one will come round about here and it will be the same height. Now I always test my steps and my posts, and I do that a certain way. So what I tend to do is I'll press Shift D, bring in the next post around halfway, Shift D, and the last post, which will be on here. And I always tend to leave this little bit at the front where the post is. And now all I need to do is just measure an angle that's perfectly from here to here, that's basically following the steps. And how I do that is I'll just bring in a plane and I'll pull it over, RZ 45, and then I'll bring it from here, grab the bottom of here, pull it out, and then put it against here, and this gives you a very rough guide of where you want your post to. So now what you'll do is you'll bring it up to the top of this post like so, and now you can bring this one down to here and this one down to here, and now you'll see that it follows it up very nicely. And it's just easier than doing just by, it just takes a few seconds to do that, and it's just something that gets it looking right. So now let's grab each one of these, E, enter, S, bring them out, E, pull them up, E again, pull them up, S, pull them together. Something like that. Let's make them a little bit higher, I think. Okay, so they look rather nice. Right, let's bend these around a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll press Ctrl R, 4, left click, right click, move these ones up. These don't need so many. Something like that. Okay, let's, in fact, because they're split away from here, we can do them here, so we don't need to move them anywhere. So let's grab this one, push length in on. Let's just bend them round just a little bit, pull it out maybe, something like that. Let's do this one. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's pull that back a little bit, I think. Alright, pull this back and try and just manipulate going a bit more straight. There we go, that looks so much better. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll give these some color and we'll reset the orientations, the transformations of course. So right click, set origin to geometry, and let's bring in our bevel. I think actually we'll get rid of the the faces on the bottom while we're here. We don't really need those. So delete faces. And now let's add the modifier. So bevel. Let's have a look at that, what that's looking like. Let's turn it down to 0.1. Let's right click, shade smooth, auto smooth, and we'll grab tops of them. Control plus 3 times, right click, shade flat. Okay, let's bring in now our material. Oops, this one here. Wood post, and there we go. Okay, Shift A, let's bring in another cube. Bring it over. Turn it around, RZ 45. And now let's fit this into place. So this one's going to follow up here. So S, Y, sorry, X. And let's start it down here. And it's probably a little bit too thick actually, this at the moment. So as said, let's make it a little bit thinner. And we'll soon find out how it needs to be. So I do want it just on there and maybe a little bit lower, so it's going to start here, and then I'm going to grab this end of it, pull it out without proportional editing on, pull it out and then pull it up, and hopefully we should now be able to lower it down a little bit, and it just needs to go near the bottom so that these normally are just going up past this, as you can see. So it does need lifting up on this one, as you can see. So let's press Z, wireframe, and then we can grab it. And now I can turn this way and I can try and grab it this side, and then I can pull it out a little bit like so. Z, solid, and now I'm just going to try and make sure that it's looking correct. So you can see I've got a little peep going all the way through like that, and what this bit needs to do, it needs to come just up above there. So again, wireframe, and then I've grabbed that, so solid again. I'm going to pull it up just a tiny bit. I'm going to pull it out with E like so, and you'll see now that this is just up above that, and that's exactly what we want. And if you look, you can follow it down and you can see that the bottom one needs picking up just a tiny bit just to bring them all level. So let's go to the bottom one, pick it up a little bit and pull it back in, and now have a look, and that should be absolutely fine. They should all fit in place really nicely. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. So now what you need to do is you just need to grab this part, press Shift D, pull it up, and you can see that this post is about the right level, and they're all about the right level actually. This one, these two maybe are a little bit too high actually, so we're very close, but we can actually pull these down, or you can leave them like that. I think for me actually, I'm going to leave them like that. I think I'm quite happy with how that looks, so yeah, I'm going to leave them like that. Now let's put on our Eevee renderer again, and we'll just put in another post this way. So what I'll do is I'll just grab this part, so Alt Shift and click, Shift D, and just bring it, spin it round, so RZ 90. Let's just put this in place like so, and it just needs to be up against that. I'll probably have to make these a little bit longer, so SX, pull it out just so it fits in. And remember, we're going to have a door here and another post here, so we're going to sort that out in a minute. Alright, so that looks good, and one thing I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to actually make a new material for these, and I'm going to replace just this fence bits for them. They're looking a bit too much of the same colour, so let's grab these first of all. We'll press Ctrl A, all transforms, set origin to geometry, right click and shade smooth, and now what we'll do is we'll bring in our modifier. Set this down to, let's try 0.2. Yeah, that looks quite nice. So we're not going to apply that. We'll add in a material now, new, and we'll call this, so new, fence, We'll just call it that. And now we'll change the color to something darker and make it a new color. So let's have it something that's a little bit different from the rest of it. Let's have a look what that looks like. And that might be okay. Mine needs to be just a little bit darker. So let's bring it down a tiny bit. Something like that. Yeah, and that fits really nice, as you can see. So what we'll do now is we'll come to our fence. And I'm not sure, can we grab each one of these and join them up? We probably can. So let's see, Control J. And let's come to these as well. So Control J. And now let's change this to fence. So it should be up. And there it is. Change those to fence. And we'll also change these to fence. And then we'll double tap the 8 and just have a look, and you can see that looks much better in my opinion. So yeah, I'm happy with it looking like that. Still, perhaps looking at it might be still a little bit too dark. Let's just hide this light just a minute, just to give us some idea. And yeah, it might need just me. Let's have a look at that one. That one was looking a little bit funny, so let's have a look why that is. There we go, bring that down. Not sure why that needed bringing down, but it did. Now let's come back to our material and just make this just a little bit lighter. I think we went a bit overboard. Let's have a look like that. We don't want it to be too much of a difference. We want it to be very, very subtle, as we've talked about. So let's bring it down. There we go. Okay, that's looking better now. Yeah, that looks much better like that. Okay, let's bring in our light again. And what we need to do now is, before we actually come to these and add that bevel on, so I'm going to actually press tab, and we're going to actually put in some loop cuts on here. So if I put in 5, something like that. Same on this one, and then going up here we'll try 2 on this one, and then 2 on this one, and then just bend them round just very slightly. So let's grab this one. Let's just move them up just very slightly and bend them out just a little bit so they're not so even. Alright, something like that. Yeah, and that's looking much better. Okay, so that's those done. Now we just need to grab some bolts from over here. So if we grab this bolt, Shift D, and let's bring it round, and we'll put this on global. Is that the right way? So RZ 45, and now let's put it on local. Yeah, and that's going to be much easier. And then we'll just turn it around again. So global RZ 90, and it would be the other way. So RZ minus 90. There we go. And let's fit these in place going up. So back on local. There we go. And now we can move it around. We need to just make it a little bit smaller. Still needs to be pretty chunky. Let's bring it in. And that, now it might be way too small. So anyway, in the middle of here, let's make it bigger. Pull it in. And once we've got one in, the rest are easy to do. So let's put that in there. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And then we'll just take a step back, have a look. Yeah, and that's about the right size. So we'll bring in the next one now. So Alt D. And let's put in the next one. Like so. And they don't need to be level, of course. Then R, Z. Just spin it round just a little bit, just to make it look a little bit different. And then Alt D again. And because we've spun it round, it's just put it a little bit out on the rotation. So let's put that one there. And then we'll do Alt D once more. And the last one will go here. Like so. I think I might just lift this one up just so they don't go in line. So they're a bit out. And yeah, that looks really nice. I don't think I'll put any along there. I don't think it'll look right. So now let's bring in a plane. And let's bring it over, turn it around, so RZ 45. And let's bring it up, and now I want to turn it on the Y, so RY 90. Okay, let's bring it up and pull it back, and this is going to be where our door is. We need another piece of wood down here, so we'll use this one. So Shift D, put it on. Can we move it on? No, we can't, so we'll just have to pull it out. RZ 180, spin it around, and let's just try just forcing it into place like so. And we don't want it coming past here, we do want it behind there. So you can see that it's a fairly long way out, and it's because actually you need to pull it up and pulling down into there. So SZ like so, and now we can see that we can actually pull it out a little bit without it going past there. Double tap the A. Okay, I'm happy with that. On to the next piece. So this one, back on global, SZ. And we don't want to go in all the way up, because we want another piece of wood over here, which I also forgot about. Let me pull this one out as well. And let's grab it, SZ. Pull it down, and that's where it's going to go against. And then SX, I think it is. And it wants to go right up towards each one of these. We can sort out a bit more. You can see that I'm pulling at a weird angle here, and that's because I need to press SY and Y again, and now I can pull it at the right angle. Just struggling a little bit with the angles there. You can see also there's these that have been pushed through. So let's sort that out while we've seen that. That doesn't look too good. Okay, let's pull it out, and now it's not poking through there. Okay, so let's get a new piece. So Shift A, bring in another cube, and then we'll just turn this cube round. So RZ 45, and if I put this on normal now, I should be able to manipulate this, which is going to make it much easier. Because we've reset the orientation on those, just makes it a little bit difficult sometimes when you're trying to rotate them and things like that. So let's bring this up to something like here, and then S and Y, let's pull it out, and we can see it's fitting nice in this side. It's just this other side, so got a couple of choices there. We could either pull it back, pull this one up, so I'm going to have to make this one a bit taller, and I'm probably going to pull this one out just a tad more, just so it's on the top of there, just to make way for our door. So I'm going to put this there, and that's looking about right. So what I'll do now is I'll shift click this one, press Ctrl L, materials, and then Ctrl L again, and we'll do modifiers as well, and shade smooth, and auto smooth is already on, so it's already copied that as well, which is nice. So now let's grab this, and we can see it's coming about in the right places. So if we pull this out now, we can actually work on this. Pretty much the same thing as what we did right from the start. So Ctrl R, 3, left click, right click, and let's grab them all. Ctrl E and mark seam, and now let's press Ctrl R, 4, left click, right click, grab this one and this one, split them up, Y, G, take off proportional editing, G just to make sure they move, A to grab everything, E, let's pull them out, and then S, Y, make them smaller. There we go. And now we bend them. So proportional editing on, G. Let's just bend them around a little bit, like so. And with this, we can turn this off as well. Face select, and we do want to pick these up and make them just a different size from each other. And because of the angle we are, we just have to pull it kind of around. It's a little bit different, like so, and then R and X, like that. Alright, that's looking really nice. So all we're going to add on this one is our fence material, like that, and then pull it back. And let's put it in place. So we do want it past there, actually in as a door, so like this. And we do want to stretch it out just so we can't see this behind it. So grab it, S and Y, and just pull it out like so. Double tap the A and just make sure you're happy with it. And I think I am. And I think actually it needs to be a little bit smaller. So SZ, let's pull it down just a tiny bit, like so. Let's double tap the A and have a look. Yeah, and that looks like it's fitting much better. Grab this handle, so go into this piece, L, turn off the proportional editing. Let me just make sure I've got it, which I have. So Shift D, and let's turn it round. So R, Z, 90, R, Y, not Y, X, 90, and then RZ, 180. Not RZ, yeah, RY, 180. Because we've got a normal, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to just pull it out. I have to pull it this way for some reason. Let me put it on local and see if that's any better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so let's put this in place. And something like that. And I think on this one, we'll make it a little bit smaller. Just a tiny bit. Not too small, so maybe a little bit too much. Something like that. Okay, so let's split this off. So P, selection, and grab this, Control J, join them back up. Control A, all transforms, right click, origin to geometry, double tap the A, and that is what you should be ending up with, something like that. And we're on basically the final stretch now. So we've got time, I think, in this one to make our barrels. So let's press Shift A, and what we're going to do is bring in a cylinder. And we've got it on 32 at the moment, so just change this down to something like 12 again, and that's going to make it much easier. Let's bring it out, and we'll come over here, and then we'll be able to work on this out the way from all that and just focus on this barrel. So the first thing you want to do is press Tab, Control R, 2, left click, right click, and then just keep those more or less in the center. Actually, you should end up with it looking okay, and we'll manipulate this as we go along. So we're going to grab the top and the bottom, press the S button, and you can see already it's so easy to get the shape of a barrel. So S and Z, let's put on global, set this to medium point, SZ, pull it out, and then manipulate it in. Now, I don't really want to use that many polygons on this, but you can obviously, if you put in one here and one here and grab them both and pull them out a bit, you can see that you've got a better shape already of the barrel. So what you really want to do now is grab the top and the bottom, press P, selection, and just split those off, hide those out the way, and now just work on this this barrel part. And you're going to try and grab two straps, the metal straps that go around, that are going to hold it together. So let's put an edge loop in here and an edge loop in here, and we want probably that's it. Probably the rest of it will be wood, and I think it'll look good with just the two metal round here. So what I'll do is I'll grab these two now. I'll press Shift D, S, pull them out, P, selection, and I'm going to hide those out of the way. This is just going to leave me now with this barrel. And now really what I want to do is I want to get rid of the bottom and the top of these. So delete and dissolve edges. And now we're left with the barrel that we basically started with. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go down and pick every other one, like so. Y, G, just to make sure you've got them all. A, grab them all. E, enter. S, bring them out. And then SZ, let's get them more flat, like so. And now you can put this on individual origins, press the S button, and now you're going to get that nice barrel shape. Let's bring them up a little bit, so SZ, like so. Okay, that was quite easy. Now if you press Shade Smooth, Auto Smooth, and there we go, they're already looking really nice. You can see these are a bit darker here, so let's just check our face orientation. Must just be the EV shading on there. So let's turn it off, just the sunlight where it's coming on there. So nothing to worry about. Right, let's press Alt H, and we've got, should have, if I hide these parts here. So let's grab these, press Alt H again, and now let's grab these again. And now we're going to pull these into place, like so. And again, we're going to come to our Add Modifier, Solidify, and let's bring these out a little bit, like so. And if we make it a little bit smaller now, so they're squished in, like so. And we're going to put even thickness on. And I'm going to bring them in just a slight bit. They're a little bit too much there, I feel. Click Apply, and you end up with something like that. Now, if you press Tab, Vert Select, Edge Select, grab each edge on both of them, Control B, and just bring them in. And there we go, it's already starting to look like a barrel. Okay, so if we hide these out of the way now, have a good look around. Once you're happy with them, Shade Smooth, and put it on Auto Smooth, and then just turn it up just a little bit, like so. And now we'll press Alt H, and bring in the tops and the bombs. And actually, we can get rid of one of these, because we can use the same one for both of the sides. So we've got this here. So what we do is we come in, press Tab, grab this vert and this vert, press J, and that makes a join there. J again, and it's just a very easy way of making the planks for the top of here. Y, G, grab it all, Control R, and let's bring 3 on there. Control R, 2, Control R, 1, and then let's do them here as well. So Control R, how many did we put in there? Let's put them in here. So 1, left click, right click, Control R, and I might struggle getting it in this one, so let's hide this one a minute, and this one, and now let's try Control R. There we go, and then Alt H. And now let's grab them all, press the E button, pull them up, and now let's just shrink them in a little bit. So individual origins, S and Y, let's shrink them in. Don't matter if they're a little bit out, we wanted that anyway. So let's now grab this, proportional editing on, make it much smaller obviously, because we're dealing with a really small part here. And something like that. Alright, so they're looking pretty good. So now let's right click, set origin to geometry, and pull it down. And there is your barrel. Just make it a little bit bigger just so it fits in properly. And there we go. We don't need a bomb on it unless you're spinning it around or something. You can do that. I think actually, yeah, we will we'll put a bottom on it. So what we'll do is, just to save on the polygons, we'll just grab these, press delete, faces, and now let's press Tab, pull it down, and then grab it again. So Shift D, R, Y, 180, and then just bring it down to the bottom, like so. Alright. So now let's join the pieces of wood together. So Control J, and let's just put Auto Smooth on. Let's put our bevel modifier on, and let's bring it up to 0.2. Maybe that's too high. Let's try 0.1. Yeah, that looks about right. And let's apply that, and then let's just join these up with the metal. So Control J, like so, and then we just need to turn up this just a little bit, just to give these bits a bit more roundness, like so. And now we just need some color on this. So come to our materials, and let's try the fence. Yeah, and that might be okay, but maybe we should use I'm thinking of using the planks of wood or the post. Let's try the post on here. So we'll come down and window post. And I think there will have to be different colors, so we might need to use the planks. So what we'll do is we'll minus that off and we'll shift click this, Control L, materials. And now let's just change them different colors. So we'll grab this one, and this one, and wood plank 2, hide, this one, and this one, wood plank 3, hide, and then this one, and this one, wood plank 4, hide, and then this one, and this one, not this one actually, not both ends, that one, there we go, hide, this one, and now let's do the same on the bottom. So we'll grab this one and this one and finally this one. Okay, Alt H, let's have a look at that, double tap the A and let's have a look at what they look like. So tab, and there we go. Yeah, that's looking much better. Okay, I'm happy with that now. Now I just need the metal on these parts. So I'll come down plus and metal, there it is. Click assign, double tap the A. Tab. Yeah, that looks much better. Obviously it's massive at the moment, so let's make it smaller. Control A, all transforms, right click, origin to geometry, and now let's bring it out in place. And you can see how quickly, once you've now got these techniques, how easy it is just to really pull something together really fast. It just doesn't take more than a few minutes. So let's make that a little bit bigger. I think it's a bit too small for the scene. Something like that. Actually, this barrel looks better than the original one I did. So let's put it on. Let's try and turn this around. Maybe local do it. So Alt D. We don't want too many of these, so let's just bring them around like so. And I'm just wondering if I can pull one up on the top. So Shift D. Let's pull it up. R Y 90. And will it fit under there? These are a bit fatter than the ones I made, so something like that. Let's see, and then just twist it around just a little bit. So on the X, something like that. Let's double tap the A, and yeah, actually they look really nice. So yeah, I'm really happy with those. Okay, so that's it for this one. On the next one, what we'll do then is we've just got this post to do. We've got our cow skull to do, and we've just got the water basin to do, and then that's it. So I hope you really enjoyed that one. Please, if you enjoyed it, give me a like and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm and helps more people actually see this. Hope to see you on the next one. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye bye.